So here I am. I'm Kat, and with Kat's semi-sustainable homestead, which has not been sustainable very much. I have got my pan. I've got my that was hot. That was kind of dumb. I've got my canner that I use for pressure canning, but I've got it right now set up to do the water bath. You don't have to have multiple things. I've got my sugar. I've got 6 cups of sugar. I've got my jars are in here warming up, and I've got 12 tablespoons of pectin. Two cans of pineapple, crushed pineapple, in its own juice. I've got pectin here. So what I'm going to do is I've got this recipe from Sure Gel, and it is pineapple jam from Sure Gel. All you have to do is look it up. It's pretty simple to find. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use 6.5 cups of the pineapple mixed with water. So 6 cups of sugar and 12 tablespoons of pectin. Pretty simple. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of butter to keep it from foaming. Okay, so here we go. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm going to measure out 6.5 cups. If I don't burn myself first. About 4 1/4. Now I'm going to go, so that was about 4 1/4, so 5 1/4. So I'll need to go about to here with water. Okay, there we go. Let's stir this up a little bit. Little brown specks. Can't see. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. It's for me. Little brown speck. Okay. So next, oh, lots of little brown specks. It's just from the peel when they cut it. I hate losing any pineapple though. And just for the record, I just washed my hands, and I'm going to, this is going to be boiling like crazy, so it's not really going to be any problems. That's good. Okay. I'll leave it like that, I don't think. One more. Okay. I'm going to wash this real quick. Alright, so here we go. Turning it on, that's usually a good help. Turning it on. I'm going to put the pectin in here. The 12 tablespoons of pectin, plus just a tiny little bit more. Stir that up. I also have had a recipe that my mother passed down, and it was for pineapple drop cookies. And that is something else you can do with the canned pineapple. And it's so yummy. Little seed, pineapple seed. I always wonder if you can grow with these. Okay. So we're just doing that. I'm going to put in my butter, a tablespoon of butter. And we're just going to start warming this up. Okay. Let's get that a little warmer. My jars are in here getting sterilized. Even though it says 5 minutes, you can do it 5 minutes for jam. Okay. In a pint jar, that with sterilized jars, I'm going to put them in for 10 minutes, just because I kind of like being a little more careful with that. So I'm still, that water got on the burners. Okay, that butter is almost done melting. Now it's floating everywhere. Why does this only do this when I'm filming? I don't know. But anyway, just so you can still see what's going on here. There's that butter. Just going to get it up to a boil. Once I get it up to the boil, I add my sugar in it. And then I will add we'll boil it for exactly 1 minute after the sugar goes in. Get it up to a nice rolling boil for 1 minute, and then we will go from there. In that minute's whenever I will be taking the jars out of the water to put on my towel that's on the counter. This is really super simple. Tomorrow I'm going to make some grape jelly made with Welch's grape juice. A little bit of brown speck. So we're getting there. Once I put the sugar in, it's going to knock down the temperature again. So we'll have to get it up to that rolling boil before. Before we start counting down that minute. Goodness, this jar had a lot. Usually doll doesn't have as much in it. What you're getting is real time. So just so you can kind of get an idea. I pre-measured everything just to save a little bit of boredom from y'all. So once I get the rolling boil going, I'll pull out the jars. Then I see one more fleck in here that's pretty big. Okay, almost there. So once we do that, I'll take that out. We'll put this in the jars and then we'll start canning it. So I'm not going to do real time on the 10 minutes watching water boil because that's ridiculous. But anyway, I appreciate anybody that's started watching this with me and anybody that stuck with me this far. Thank you. Get kudos and brownie points. So how many of y'all like pineapple on your pizza? I know it's very volatile, but I am an extra pineapple on pizza. And I like chicken with it. Make a chicken pineapple pizza. Sometimes Canadian bacon, depends on what I can get. But man, do I love the chicken and double pineapple with mozzarella sauce on it. Or mozzarella cheese on it. Lots of it. You can probably tell by my accent that I'm very southern. Okay. I've got most of the brown specks out from the peel. Someday I'll make this all the way from scratch from a pineapple pineapples that I've cut up. We're just getting ready to start boiling. And it's always better once you're done canning, it just takes a little while for it to set too. So if you look at it and you think, oh no, it's all still liquidy, well, give it a few days. It'll be perfect. What I like to do with this is I make my own yogurt. And so I put like a teaspoon of this into yogurt. You can use it as a topping for ice cream. You can use it for a lot of things. I'm going to try next time, or I'm going to try at some point to make it, get the no sugar gel or pectin, and I'm going to try to make it with Splenda instead, just to be healthier for me because I'm a type 1 diabetic, so certain things I can have treats on if I'm running low, and so or if I'm just craving. As long as I do my appropriate dosing, I'm good. But it's not like an all the time thing. So how many of you homesteaders out there, or just somebody learning how to make jam, how many of y'all are type 2 diabetics and type 1 diabetics? And my thing is, how many of you became type 1s in adulthood? Because that's a growing number. I was in my 30s when I became a type 1. And as was my daughter. So, just because you're diagnosed in adulthood does not mean you're a type 2. It doesn't even matter what size you are. Or how much sugar you ate. Sometimes your body's immune system just decides to take out the beta cells in your pancreas for no apparent reason. My body's an overachiever. Okay, so we've got a good boil going here. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes to go. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Oh, it smells so good. Now, next question. Can I pour the sugar in here without getting molten lava spilt on me? We'll see. Well. Okay, so here's the sugar. Looks like a lot, because it is. Gives me a heart attack every time I make it, but you don't have to use a whole lot. of pineapple jam to. There we go. Whoop. Molten lava on the shirt. There we go. Stir it down. You can hear how it cools way down. And it doubles in size for the amount of jam that you make. So, okay. And I don't have like a ton of foam either. That's pretty cool, huh? You can see kind of what it looks like right now. You see? Okay. We're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Look at these bowls. They've got the silicone. They were just on Amazon. My daughter got them for me for Christmas. And they're amazing. They don't slip or anything when you use them. So they're my favorite bowls. I'm going to keep stirring, keep stirring. We're getting there. What is your favorite jam recipe to make or to eat? I've made a peach raspberry jam that was incredible. I've made sweet cherry jam, which I used to take jars of jams and have tastings at work, because I work in the middle of the night, and for our little break snack, it was really nice to have the jam tastings. I need to do that again. Bring it back. We're getting there. Getting there, almost to a rolling boil. Working our way up. This is like watching water boil, isn't it? See, we've got the good boil going. So 12:32. There we go. Now I have an electric stove, and as you can tell, yes, glass stovetop, you can use a pressure canner on it. I have the Presto for that reason. It's not as heavy. I've been using a Presto for a very long time. Okay, it's going to be 12:33 soon. Okay, turning the power down. Now I foamed up like right at the last minute. What's up with that? I'm going to move this back over here. Sorry for my head in the way. So I can move this off. Okay, now I'm going to get my jars out. I'm going to put you over this way. Try not to get seasick. I have a small jar here for any kind of gifting or whatever. Do y'all guard your jars like crazy? If I give my daughter or somebody, my son, I beg them to bring me my jars back because I really need to keep my jars, but do I ever get my jars back? No, I don't. So son and daughter, please bring me jars back if I send them to you because they cost a lot of money. And I can't give you more stuff if I don't have any jars. Almost there. Once I get these jars, I'm going to turn the heat up on this pot so it will start getting ready to boil. Okay. I just prepared quite a few. I don't know how much I'm going to make, so I want them to be ready. Okay, one more in here. Okay, so those are hot. Now I'm going to get right in your way again. Fill this jar within 1/4 inch of headspace. This is why I put the towel on the counter. One of the reasons anyway. It's a whole lot easier to clean it up than to try to get solidified jam off the that one's kind of... Oh, well, my arms are sore now. It's been a while since I've done this. Kind of looking to see where my 1/4 inch headspace is. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second. Okay. Sorry, I had my TV, I had it on pause and it decided to come back on again. So I don't want to have any copyright infringements on me. Just a little bit more in there. Oh, it smells so good. Cannot wait to taste it. Kick the heat up on this, on my counter. That's a little bit more than I needed. spoon to get a little bit of that out. Looks like I'll probably get 5 of them, 5 pints maybe. Let's see. Not quite. Well, it looks like that's going to be the one that we keep in the refrigerator. A little bit of this one out. Purple's out. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is take a paper towel with water, wipe down the rims. I don't have enough really for this one, so I'm just not even going to bother canning that. Let me see. I'll scooch it back just a little bit. Okay. All I did was really just put these in some simmering water. I didn't try to boil them or anything like that. I'm going to finger tighten the tops. Just use the regular size jars. I didn't do the wide mouth jars. You can usually fit more of the regular mouths in case. I save my wide mouth jars for my foods that I can, like chicken or things like that. Finger tight, finger tight, finger tight, finger tight, okay? And I'll come back and I'll just, I wish I had one that I hadn't used for this jar, but I'll have to use one of my good, I got the lids from 4 jars a while back. I really have enjoyed having these lids. Or the lids. Okay, so now I'm going to put these jars in with this, and I cannot get my tripod up high enough to show you inside this, so I will take you off the tripod and show you inside. I have my jars covered. So almost 5 pints out of that, and it's pretty good. If you did half pints, you'd have quite a few gifts and things like that to give. Okay. As I'm doing the wrong thing. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Video fail. Okay, so they're covered. And I'm going to wait until they get up to boiling. I'm going to put the lid on it so it will stay bubbly. And we'll come back and see you in a bit after 10 minutes of bubbling. You can really tell that it's boiling. We are down to just a few more seconds. Go, go, go. I think the key to making anything on a glass top stove, when people say, oh, I burned out all these elements, make sure you have the right size pan for the right size burner. I was very specific in the size that I wanted on this stove, so I looked until I found the size I wanted of the biggest burner, so that I knew that it wouldn't extend a lot outside. Okay, there we go. Time's up. Do you see that boiling? Okay, so I really did hit. I'm going to see if I can do this without killing myself now. Don't do this at home. You want to use 2 hands to... Okay. Alright, so now they're out. None of them burst. None of the jars broke. And what I'm going to be doing now is waiting for the vacuum to happen. And like I said, I did not put that one into seal. I'm going to put that in the fridge. So there we go. 4 3/4 pints of pineapple jam from 2 cans of pineapple, some pectin, and some sugar. Pretty simple. Okay, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening, night, morning, whenever the heck you're watching this. And happy canning.